So we start off the episode and Rachel is telling the girls who work for her that she just has to go to the Hamptons. And Rachel's been saying this all along. She's like, oh my God, I hate being in LA for work. This is the worst, blah, blah, blah. We gave her points for that last week. Now, Rachel, her version of working in the summer is that she's on a reality show, but still, she's like, has to hang out with her coworkers almost every single day. And she's had enough. She's like, let me at least take 2 coworkers with me to New York because I got to get out of here. So she calls Dorit and she calls Kyle. She's like, look, I don't like mean girl petty shit, so these girls have to figure it out. And I gave Rachel the first like us point of the episode here because I also don't like mean girl petty shit. I don't have time for friends to be beefing. If you were beefing at the wedding, you should have stayed beefing at the wedding. You know what I mean? And that's what Rachel's saying. She's like, if you were beefing in LA, you should have stayed beefing in LA. Don't be bringing that into Hamptons, because if you can't go to the Hamptons, then where can you go?
If you can't go to Better No Chase, where the hell could you go?
That's Rachel. And so Rachel invites Dorit and Kyle. And Kyle's like, well, if it's not a good time, I'm going to leave, which is one way to handle the invite. And Dorit is like, oh my God, I could cry because I'm invited, which is the other way to handle the invite. We move forward and Amanda is also planning a party. Now, the thing is I feel like Amanda is too aware that this is like a marketing machine. It's like, why is she talking to her assistant? She's like, and then we're going to pass out my book, Richest. Like, naming the book in that moment is like, you're too aware of the cameras and too aware that everything is like a marketing moment. Oh my God, hear me saying moment. I'm like, everything's a moment. We're going to have a meditation moment. I'm going to go on a little rant for a second about meditating. I'm sorry in advance. I don't even know how long this rant's going to be. It wasn't in my notes, but I feel compelled to just say, you don't need to pay someone month to month to teach you how to meditate. Now, if you want to pay for a subscription service that has guided meditations, fine. Calm app. If you want to listen to a podcast about meditating, I'm so good with that because I understand that guided meditation can be something that is so, so helpful. But if someone's telling you that you need them in order to meditate or have access to what's inside you, I'm sorry, baby, that's a grift. Learning how to meditate is something I don't think you need to pay for it all. I'm sorry. And let me tell you why. I've put in the hours on meditating. I used to live by the beach. I would do a beach walk and sit by one of the lifeguard towers in Santa Monica, look out into the ocean and meditate, okay? Meditating is a practice. What does it mean that meditation is a practice? It means at first you aren't going to be good at it and you're not going to know what you're really trying to do, right? But that's where, number one, you set the intention. This is the only meditation class you will ever need in your life, and then you don't have to get scammed online, okay? Number one is to set the intention. Your intention is to meditate. My intention is to look within. That's what meditating is. It's to look within and to find within, okay? What connected me to figuring out that meditation is accessible to everybody is I actually read online once when I was like 18 or 19 that meditating is just a form of prayer. So if your intention is to look within, to find an answer from the Christian ideology, Jesus Christ, who's in your heart, if you want to look within you, because that's where Christ is, that's where God is, that's where the universe is activated through you, whatever you want to call it, that voice within you, you can seek through meditation, through your meditation practice. And that is your intention. Now, all you have to do to get really good at meditating is to tell yourself, everything I need is within me. At first, you're going to be like, is everything I need within me? Oh my God, blah, blah. And you're going to try to look for outside reasons, outside things, external validation, all the things. You don't need that. Everything you need is within you. And you breathe into that. Everything I need is within me. And when you start, you could do a guided meditation. But at a certain point, even if you're only doing it for 2 minutes, because it's so hard to meditate, it's so hard to quiet your mind. So start in small increments, 60 seconds, 2 minutes. Work yourself up to 5, 7, 15, okay? Work yourself into it, and your North Star can be everything I need is within me, or I am enough. Start with those 2 basic mantras and just see where you go. Just see where you go. The thing that most of these gurus are trying to teach and grift a little bit, because why do you need it consistently, is they are banking on people looking for that external validation. But if you're meditating properly, you know that's within you. So sure, could you pay for an experience to be around people? Yeah, cool. Go to Bali, meditate on the mountaintop in the Himalayas. Like, you know what I mean? Go do that. That's cool. That's like the experience. But you don't need someone week in and week out over years of time where you're giving them so much money to like tell you that you are enough. Like that's the antithesis of meditating, of manifestation. That's within you, babe. That's within you. Anyways, I don't mean to go too much on a tangent, but like the reason why people are upset with this grift is because it's a grift. Because if you're really manifesting and meditating and finding what's within you, you don't need the external. That's all I will say to that. Moving on. Amanda's hosting a party. She's hosting a lunch, and she's going to make all the girls manifest with her. And she FaceTimes everyone to invite them. And I like that Bose is the only honest person. She's like, why are we naming the party a manifestation moment? And I love that. The thing is like, I can't even believe that Amanda thought it was a good idea to like be like, yeah, let me invite all the women over who were successful and have them manifest together. It's like, I would be more on board with all of this, but I just feel like her character in general is missing like a little bit of grounding. Like, I feel like we're just missing something there, and it's hard to relate to Amanda. Even though ideologically I'm big on manifestation and meditation and all of the journaling, all of that. Like, ideologically, I understand where she's coming from, but like, it's not grounded in relatability or reality for me. Mauricio and Dorit go to lunch, and we finally see Mauricio working. He's like taking a phone call when Dorit arrives. But then like, here's the deal with this lunch. I don't think it made Dorit look particularly good, but it also didn't make Mauricio look good either. But it did make Dorit look like an unreliable narrator. And I think the problem with Dorit being an unreliable narrator is people already have issues with finding her to be authentic. I feel like this moment of Dorit that we're seeing on the show is the most authentic version of her. I still think that all of that being said, I think it's very clear that Dorit is actually still protecting PK. And I cannot believe yet again that Mauricio has time to be in the business. And he's like, a 2-hour lunch with Dorit on camera, mic'd up. He's like, look, I gotta go to dinner with a client. It's like, yeah, get to work. We then see Sutton, and Sutton's on FaceTime with her daughter, who we haven't seen her daughter in a little while. And she's telling her daughter, I think that in the annulment where it says that my last name is Brown, and her daughter just like doesn't really care that much. Like, it's so funny. I think her daughter's name was Parker, and Parker's like, so you're gonna change your last name? Like, she's just like so, I think, modern woman about it. Like, okay, girl, like, it's your last name, take it back. Like, she just doesn't seem very phased. And Sutton's very emotional. And you can tell that Sutton wants her daughter to lean in to how emotional this is for her. But her daughter, like, it does not compute because she's like from a different time period where like women keep their last names all the time. And sometimes it's like, why do you even want a husband's last name? You know? And so I thought that was really funny. But I will say that I'm going to give Sutton a relatability point here. Because in this process, in her confessional, she talks about how being a woman in her 50s, so much has changed in her life. It's like being an empty nester, and then there's hormones, and it's really about trying to refine who you are. And ultimately, I feel like that's what these points are really for. They're for when women are owning their narratives and really combating things that make them seem unrelatable with the relatability. And I feel like for Sutton to be so raw and say, you know what, like, it's a time in my life where I have to find myself again. I don't know. I really appreciated that honesty. I felt like that was cool of her, and felt honestly one of the most grounded versions of Sutton we've seen. Like, she's stripped and she's like, my life has changed and I need to find who I am. And I think that's really beautiful and feels authentic and real. And I don't even know if that's just because she's a woman in her 50s. I feel like women go through these changes all the time, and I'm going to give Sutton a relatability point. She doesn't get them often, but she did get one.